Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to Listen Closely. I am your host, Bobby, and with me is my husband, John.
Hey, everybody.
And we are, been busy.
Yeah.
We're going to do a few housekeeping things before we actually get into this episode. And the first one we have to talk about is Halls of Horror, because that's what's been keeping you away.
Yes, it has. Man, it's almost there. Like, it's about finished. It looks amazing. Get ready to be terrified. I'm telling you. They went all out. They pulled out all the stops. Like, it's going to be a fantastic experience for everybody who goes through the Halls of Horror.
Not to mention the escape room that he has.
Yes. The thing about the VIP passes is that you can only buy them online because the VIP passes include the escape room. And the escape room is a slotted thing. Like, you have to go at a certain time period. If you're into escape rooms, especially, that's why I love it. Because if you've ever been to an escape room, it's fun, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you get to do all that stuff. But this is a haunted escape room.
So, like, if I don't win, something's going to happen to me.
I don't know. I can't, obviously we can't put too much out there because it'll ruin the surprise, but it's going to be a fantastic time.
I'm pretty sure, though, I don't want to lose.
Oh, no.
I mean, I just feel like I want to escape. Especially with the things that come out of Jason's head. I think I want to escape.
Absolutely.
There's no telling what he's got cooking in his brain for that escape room. I mean, I've already, like I said, I've seen the bits and pieces of the Halls of Horror. I haven't been back in a little bit, so I know y'all have changed some stuff since I've been back there. But like I said, every time I go in, it just gets creepier and creepier. They're starting to add in the music now. It's like, they're trying to show me around, and they're like, oh, look at this room. And then they have the music playing. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
And Jason's one of those guys that, and it cracks me up, that he'll, like, there will be a certain section of Halls of Horror, and we'll have it all mapped out, ready to go. Everything's good. Then the next day, he's like, no, I want to change everything.
But I mean, that's the genius in him.
Exactly.
Like, he knows his visions, and then he wants to, like, tweak it and change it, and that's how we get such an amazing Halls of Horror experience.
Every year.
He wants to change it up and just make it the best he can absolutely make it.
And he does.
Oh, yeah.
But we're excited for it. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. And y'all do not miss this opportunity every weekend in October.
Right.
So
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll go through it because just going through it in the lights is good enough for me.
That's right.
I don't scare easy, but Jason's cooking some weird stuff over there.
Yeah.
Real quickly, I just want to mention it because this is around the time Hurricane Ida. We were possibly going to get it, but luckily, as of right now, we are safe. But we just want to extend our hearts to those that are in its path. It is supposed to be a Category 4 when it hits. So I just want to real quickly just, mention it, let y'all know that, our hearts are there. My listeners' hearts are there. We're there with you. And I know there's a bunch of them that'll come from the Louisiana over to Texas and the Beaumont, Houston area. So we will have some people who have escaped in our area.
And one other bit of food for thought on that. If you have any, and I'm going to say this because we've been through hurricanes. We know what it's like.
This whole area knows what hurricanes are like.
Please leave. Like,
and see, I'm the complete opposite. Like, I won't really leave, but when they say 3 and 4, that's when I'm like, all right,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
let's head out.
If it's a 1 or 2, I'm like, okay, well, we've dealt that. Like, we've been through that before.
Yeah, some of the thunderstorms are just as bad.
Hold on. We're not saying that you need to stay for a 1 and 2. If you feel like you need to leave, then leave. But we're just saying what we've done.
Right. I mean, do what's best for you and your family.
When it hits 3, 4, 5, we're gone. Like,
5, you just need to go.
Yeah, 5, you better get as far away as you possibly can.
Right. Yeah, our hearts and thoughts and everything are with you for this hurricane. Hopefully, we're going to pray that it's not as bad as it is predicted to be. But as we all know, this weather is just so unpredictable, and we've been there, so we get it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I want to talk about these giveaways that I have been hinting at for forever.
Whoop, whoop.
Since Friday the 13th when I couldn't do anything.
Can I win?
No.
Oh.
We are still doing the giveaways, and if you are listening to this episode on the right, like when this airs, then you should probably keep checking my Facebook. I mean, that's the best hint I can give you, is you need to check the Facebook for a live video that will be happening for your chance to win some goodies. That is going to be the first giveaway I have. It's going to be within this week. So today is August 27th. So within this week, last week of August, you should look at my Facebook because there's going to be a giveaway.
Are they going to know what they're winning?
You will know when I go live.
Okay.
But as of right now, you're just going to have to be in suspense and hope that you win. So for this episode, it is episode 11, second to last one before season 2 is up. I can't believe we're already almost done with season 2. It's kind of crazy, but that's where we are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, 12 episodes, that's how many months we've been doing this now?
3 months at a time.
3 months at a time, so we're almost at 6 months.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Half a year.
It doesn't even feel like that.
It doesn't. It's amazing what you've accomplished in such a small time.
Right. And for this episode, we're going to be traveling to Athens, Texas.
I've been to Athens, Texas.
Oh, what'd you see there?
Not a lot.
Well, you probably did not see what I'm about to talk about because it is no longer there.
Okay.
It was torn down due to deterioration. And I'm pretty sure you have absolutely nothing, like no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope, not a clue.
Have you ever heard of Monkey Bridge?
Nope.
All right.
Talk to me about Monkey Bridge.
Monkey Bridge was located in Athens, Texas. It is said to have been on Wilson and West College Street is where it was. Another name for Monkey Bridge was also Thunder Bridge due to the loud creaks it made because it was a wooden bridge. So some locals called it Monkey Bridge, others called it Thunder Bridge because of how loud it was, which makes sense. I mean, you know, if you've heard them old bridges, they like to creak and crack and almost make it sound like you're not going to make it.
Yeah, I've been over wooden bridges before. It's almost like going up a flight of wooden stairs, and that one step is always just like
you're like, oh, I don't know if I should step.
I'm sneaking into the house, and I got to be quiet, but that one step is just going to mess you up.
Right. So the legend goes that in the 1960s, a circus was coming into town. And being in the 1960s, how else did they travel but by train? This is when they actually had animals in the circus. We no longer have that. But this is back in the time when we had animals in the circus, including elephants and monkeys and hint, hint, and, different animals. Well, as they were rolling through town around the area of Wilson and West College Street, the train sadly derailed. Now, we know a lot about derailed trains because of where we are.
Right.
We are in a switching station, and trains almost derailed when we were younger, like almost every week. Like, it is not a fun sight to see.
In fact, in a sister town close to us, about a month ago, a train did derail.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
So, obviously, when a train derails, I mean, stuff can fall out or escape. And so when this circus train derailed, animals got loose, including the monkeys, who are said to have, wandered in the woods area. So obviously the circus owner and, workers were out trying to find the monkeys. And the monkeys are said to have gone almost savage and killed the human captors.
Really?
Yes.
So do we know if monkeys can survive in our habitat?
I mean, I don't know if they can survive there. We've got plenty of trees.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like if a monkey doesn't want to be found, you're not going to find it.
Right.
Like that's just how that
But
is.
I mean, it's not so much that they might have survived. It's just that the train derailed, they escaped. I'm pretty sure that probably stirred them up, made them crazy.
Right.
And then when their handlers, who may or may not have been treating them well, came to try and grab them, they might have freaked out and
right.
went on the attack.
This and just knowing back then. And what year did you say this was in?
In the 1960s.
Yeah. So this is before a lot of animal rights activists and stuff like that. Animals in the circus were not treated the best back then.
Right.
So, I mean.
But we're not saying that they weren't treated good. This is just one of those legends. So we don't know how they were actually treated. But knowing history.
These monkeys escaped.
Right.
And then these people, the circus people went out to try to find them.
Right. And get them back.
And stuff. And so they just ripped them to shreds.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know what exactly happened to the monkeys. There is one theory I'll get into later. But now, when this bridge was around, it is said you could hear screams and howls. Some say it's the screams of the victims of the circus workers.
Right.
Screaming in agony, while the howls are said to have been the monkeys.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, and the locals basically told their children, hey, don't go to Monkey Bridge. It's one of those like spooky, tell your kids not to go somewhere. And of course the kids, being kids, they dared each other to go, and it was apparently a very eerie sight. That you heard these screams and these howls and these rustling within the trees, and you didn't know what exactly was happening.
As I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about everything I learned in like biology and stuff in high school. Mm-hmm. I know something about monkeys that you might not know.
What?
Did you know that monkeys can lift 4 times their body weight?
Right.
Yeah.
One theory on what happened to these monkeys is there's a man named Medford Fuller. And if you are from Athens, you know that is the man that Fuller Park, which is very near this area, was named after. Medford Fuller is said to have captured the monkeys, the surviving monkeys that was out, and held them in Fuller Park in cages. The legend says that he did not treat them the very best because obviously they're monkeys. So when he passed away, when his wife passed away, they are still buried within Fuller Park. And supposedly you can still see the cages at this park.
So, and this is just a theory, correct?
I mean, it is known by the locals that Mr. Fuller did have monkeys. It's just, were they the circus monkeys or not?
Okay. Because I'm thinking, and you said that this park was named after this gentleman.
Yes.
So I'm guessing he was a pretty well-respected guy. Like, you don't name a park after somebody unless... they're either 2 reasons. They're either well respected or they're historical.
Right.
So I'm guessing he was well respected. So that means a lot of people in this town would know him.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of the things where if you hear one person tell a story, it could be a possible. But when you hear several people tell the same story, okay, well that probably did happen.
Right.
So I mean that's cool. I mean I don't see why. I see where it lines up, and why would that just be, why would he have monkeys and the circus lost monkeys? And, I could see where they would be the circus's monkeys. I kind of believe that theory.
I mean, but if he was a wealthy man, he could have just bought monkeys.
He could have. Yeah.
I mean, it might be one of those things where the stories just kind of merge together through time.
Right.
Same thing as our Silsby Vampire, like
that oral auditory
right.
type thing. Yeah.
So there's not really too much known. They say that Fuller Park is also creepy on its own. It has another urban legend connected to it that I might talk about next episode. I might save it for season 3.
Might as well just go ahead and talk about it. So let's talk about it. What's up with the tunnels?
There are supposedly tunnels underneath Athens, Texas.
Okay.
Now, there are a couple, theories and legends on it. Some say the tunnels are in the shape of a pentagram, and they were used by the occult, who also, occultists have to do with these monkeys. And, that's why their spirits are still around. They used them as sacrifice monkeys, and that's why they're so murderous. There is another theory that the tunnels were used as part of the Underground Railroad back in the day.
It could be possible.
And the very last one is that those tunnels were used for Prohibition, during the Prohibition times.
Bootleggers and such.
Right. So they were trying to smuggle in the alcohol and not get caught and, go to jail. But those are just legends.
Right.
So we're not too sure. And honestly, I don't even know if there are tunnels, because there's one site that says that the ground doesn't even support tunnels. So I'm still confused on whether or not there's even tunnels. So if you live in Athens, Texas, please tell me if there's tunnels.
Yeah, let us know, because I'm curious now. I'm thinking about taking a trip to Athens, Texas, just to try to find out if there's tunnels or not.
Yeah, I thought I saw a picture of some tunnels, but maybe, they just grabbed a Google image of a tunnel.
Right.
So now I'm like, are there really even tunnels?
Yeah.
Because one website made it kind of sound like there wasn't. And I haven't been to Athens, Texas, so I don't know. But I definitely want to go see this. Fuller Park is still there. There's an entrance that's, kind of overgrown and stuff, but you can still see it. Like I said, the bridge is no longer there. I do believe some of the park or some of this area is private land, so you cannot actually go and look at it, but it is still something cool to, think about. These possibly murderous monkeys and this possibly pentagramish tunnel, like it all kind of coincides, it seems. Like this is not a very good area.
I did want to bring up something that you were talking about. In the first theory, you talked about the occult.
Right.
And that it might be shaped into a pentagram. I've watched several, documentaries and haunted shows and stuff like that. And there is always a lot of spooky stuff that happens around places where there was a cult or something like that. So, I mean, that could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is. I'm not even saying there's tunnels down there. But
yes, but at the same time, it seems like the ghost lights and this monkey bridge and like this demon road that we just covered, like it just seems like everything that we talk about as far as these different stories, a lot of people just want to be, it was a cult.
Yeah, it's definitely always brought up. That's like the first thing that's brought up.
Yeah.
I would more believe like, the Underground Railroad or Prohibition or something like that.
Right. Like,
than I would
like that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense. And it could have been used for, if there is a tunnel, it could have been used for both. Yeah. It could have been once for the Underground Railroad, and they're like, hey, we still got tunnels. We need alcohol. Let's still use them.
And then it also could be just, back in the day, people built bunkers. Right. Because everybody was scared of nuclear war. So it could just be a big set of bunkers.
Or there could just not be any tunnels.
There could not be. Could have just been a Google image somebody found.
I mean, I don't know. I don't live there.
We'll have to go check it out.
We will have to go look. There's a lot of places that we just need to go.
Absolutely.
We've been slacking.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is spooky season. We've got Halls of Horrors, like, it's about to gear up. The hurricane is upon us. And so we're having to watch our weather and then work our normal jobs. Right. Help Jason with Halls of Horror and make sure that everybody knows about it because it is amazing. And it's just, we've been busy.
We have been very busy. It's a busy time in the life of Listen Closely.
It is.
Yeah. But that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Being busy is not a bad thing.
Murderous monkeys.
Murderous monkeys. I mean,
it's just,
we've gone from season 1, episode 1 to here.
Which was all of Texas.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
we went from a sawmill town that's no longer there to murderous monkeys.
Murderous monkeys. Who knows what's going to be in episode 12?
Or season 3.
Or season 3.
But you know what you got to do?
What's that?
Listen closely.